Hello. Okay, so this is your grammar and craft lecture, which is Monday's lecture, but I'll post it Sunday because it can work in tandem with the Sunday lecture's creative analysis explanation. And here's why. The task for your grammar and craft assignment is to copy your poem into a post and eliminate all the line endings. Write it instead like a paragraph. That is just formatting work. Just copy your poem into your BGD and then eliminate every space that you see at the end of the line. So by the end of it, you'll have a paragraph. Now, that work does a couple of things. It begins to break down some of those sometimes intimidating white spaces around the poems. Those are important, and we will use them. You'll use them for your poetry imitation. But for the sake of just understanding the point of the message, that isn't something that we need to think about yet. So I'd like you to collapse everything and have it in front of you as just prose. And then you're going to highlight the pronouns and explain in each case, in parentheses next to it, what the antecedent is. At the end of the work, write a sentence where you capture the main message of the poem, its purpose, which will be somewhat reflective. If you've already done the creative analysis assignment, it might be the same, and that's okay. This is a strange but important task in the world of AP literature. It's very important that you know the definitions of the words referent and antecedent. A referent is a fancy name for a pronoun, and an antecedent is the word that it refers to. Nowhere is this more important than in poetry, when sometimes those antecedents and referents are spread out over many lines, and it can be tricky to just weave your way through to figure out what they're referring to. So this practice will help you understand the poem you choose better. It'll help us with 5A, distinguishing between literal and figurative meanings of words and phrases. Basic, but sometimes those words being pronouns can be tricky to uncover. And this is one of the traps of poetry, or can be, where the complex sentences with the meandering antecedents can create some confusion. So we're doing everything we can to eliminate those barriers before you move into your poetry analysis or your poetry imitation. And in those imitations, it's just so important that you understand what the poem was trying to do. So this is what it looks like when you do it, right? This is mine from Charles Wright. I've taken his poem and I've collapsed it into a paragraph. I find each pronoun, it, which, that, which. And next to it, in parentheses, I'm adding the antecedent. What is it? The world. What is which? The language of objects. What is that? The act of putting a label on tree. And what here is which? The divinity that he refers to here, the everywhere language. So what it looks like by the end is something exactly like this. Highlights can help you. You don't have to use those. They help me. And when you have this, post it separately, please, as your grammar and craft post, and also leave it in your BGD. So you're really pulling apart that poem that you're studying this week. Okay, that's all I've got.